Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through a 15-minute yoga style stretch routine, and all you'll need for this routine is a mat. So make sure you get yourselves ready and we'll get going. First move, we're starting cross-legged on the ground. If you find it too uncomfortable to sit with your legs crossed, you can always come to kneeling. You want to keep a nice straight back. Good way to make sure is to tilt your pelvis forward, so tucking the bottom of your spine under and hunching shoulders to your ears, actively bringing them back and then slide down shoulder blades. So you can feel a straight line from bottom to the top of your spine. And we're going to be doing alternating side reaches. So take one hand to the side, opposite, palm up, comes over your head, fingertips reaching to the opposite side. Make sure your shoulder doesn't come up to your ear, but it's back and down. And to ensure you're not rounding forward, activate your arm to rotate your chest upwards and gaze to the ceiling. And pause, and then we'll come to the other side, making sure you take deep breaths in through the nose, expanding the rib cage, and exhale either through the nose or out through the mouth, taking nice deep de-stressing breaths. So let's get started. Inhale, reach to one side, feeling that stretch in your side body. Exhale, swap to the other side. Pausing on each side. Make sure your glutes staying on the ground, so your hips aren't opening, coming up off the ground. Make this your last one. And now we're going to come to a seated cat and cow. So hands on the knees, lean forward, dropping your shoulders away. Chin lifts slightly up. This is cow, and then draw your abdominals in, shoulders round forward, tuck the chin. And it's cat pose. So inhale, shoulders back, lean forward, chin slightly up. Exhale, draw the abdominals in, arch the upper back. Shoulders come forward, chin tucks in. Give me one more. And now we're going to be doing that movement with rib circles to the right. So you inhale, open the chest, move it to one side. I'm actually going to the left. Arch the back into cat pose and inhale up. And speaking of cat, mine's just seen a bird. So from the side, and now we're going in the other direction. Inhale. Exhale, arch, drawing circles with the ribs. Great for the spine and for digestion. So now we're going to come to a kneeling position. Tuck your toes under and sit on top of your heels to help stretch the feet. Shoulders back and down, nice straight spine. We're going to do some neck circles. So draw big circles in one direction, keeping those shoulders down. Don't forget to breathe. Look up to the side, down. Now in the other direction. Great for your neck, I can feel it crunching. Feel a nice stretch in those feet too. Now we're going to do a chest opener. So interlace your fingers. You can have them wrist square or bring your palms together. Rotate your shoulders back, fingertips, reach down, chest comes up, chin towards chest. So tucking the chin, opening the shoulders and the chest here. Keep pulling those fingertips down as you bring the chest up and release. We're going to do a shoulder stretch and a neck stretch. So bring your right arm across your chest, shoulder down and away, bringing it in, and then as an added neck stretch, left ear towards left shoulder. So if you've got your right arm across your chest, left ear to left shoulder. Deep breaths. Now swap to the other side. Left arm comes across, shoulder away from the ear, pulling it in, reaching those fingertips towards the side. And then right ear, oh, this one's stiff, to right shoulder. Wow, my neck does not want to move at all. Deep breaths here, make sure you're not rounding forward, you're keeping a nice straight spine. So think shoulders back, pelvis tilted forward. Whew. From here we're going to do puppy posture, so come to all fours, knees directly under hips. You're going to then walk your hands out, making sure your knees are still staying under your hips. Wrists in line with shoulders, you're going to reach as far forward as you can, make sure your shoulders are still away from your ears, tuck your chin, puppy posture, opening up those shoulders, should feel great in the upper back. Now come to lie on your belly. Make sure you tilt that pelvis forward. Bring your hands slightly in front of your chest. Elbows in, shoulders back. Push through the hands to come to cobra. Make sure the elbows are slightly bent still. Shoulders back and down. You can lift the chin a bit. Try and keep contact, like feel your toes on the ground, stretching your abdominals. Now come through as you push to all fours, making sure hands are shoulder width apart. Push through the fingers, elbow creases in, shoulders away. Push as you bring those bent knees up, really reaching as you push through the hands. Chin tucked, ears in line with shoulder creases, sorry. Slight bend in the knee, you can walk your downward dog out. Just reach those hips towards the sky. From here, take your right foot, step it in between your hands. Come into high lunge. Make sure you stay on the toes of the left leg. Come up, make sure hips are square, find your balance. And then sink down, make sure the heel of the left foot is lifted and reaching back. Feel a nice stretch as you sink into this. Knees don't come over toes of the right leg. Make sure that right hip crease is pulled inwards to keep a straight line. Come to frame that right foot. Left knee comes to the ground. You can walk it back a bit. From here, lift up again. Make sure the hip of that bent knee is pulled in. And keep those toes tucked. Or come onto the toes, sink deeper again. And optional to add an overhead reach. Shoulders away from ears. Inhale, exhale, hands come inside of that bent knee. As you walk the toes out, a little wider, you can have them pointing slightly as a 45-degree angle to the side. Again, pulling that hip of the bent knee back and sinking down. Keep your hands shoulder width apart and tuck that chin under. Lizard pose. Now we're gonna walk that foot over your mat. So you've got your heels slightly coming in, a bit less than a 90-degree angle. Keep those toes of the bent knee flexed and press into the back toes. Again, hips square, so you frame your hands just in front of that knee. Pigeon pose, deep breaths here. So don't worry if your heel is further in than mine, or if you're more flexible, it's more at 90-degree. Be patient. Right. To come out of this, bring your hands down, go from all fours and press back into downward facing dog. So hands shoulder width apart, bent knees if you like. So heels don't have to come to the ground, mine don't, my hamstrings hurt. Just push your chest back too and tuck that chin. Deep breaths. Now bring that left foot in between the hands. Get your footing right. Right toes down, right heel up. Reaching back, come to a high lunge. Square those hips and then sink deep down. Oh, really feeling a nice hip flexor stretch on the right side. Again, make sure your hips are square so you can draw a straight line from one to the other. Come to frame that front foot. Bring the right knee down and come up to a low lunge. Remember, don't let this hip come down, pull it in. The other hip, the right hip, can sink down, and you can keep those toes tucked under, bring them down. Optional overhead reach. Exhale, bring those hands on the inside of the bent knee, walking the toes out. And then slightly at a 45-degree angle, again, adjusting those hips. Hands shoulder width apart. Chin slightly tucked so you can feel a straight line from the bottom of your spine to the top of your head. Sinking down that right hip. Lizard pose. Now pigeon pose. We're going to walk the left toes, foot to the other side. Adjust the angle here, and then keep the front toes flexed, push into the toes of the back, just to keep some activation there again. Square the hips, bring your fingertips to the ground, get as comfortable as you can here. It should be a little uncomfortable but not in pain. If it's too much, bring that heel further into the hip. Should feel it a bit on the glute, the bent leg. From here, come to lean on the left glute, swing your other leg around. Come to a seated position with legs extended, hip width apart. Make sure you're sitting on top of the glutes there. Arms up, so we come into a hamstring stretch from the hips. Flat back, bend forward. You can bring your fingertips to the side here, so you're not rounding, shoulders are back. You can reach your ankles or your toes, or if you're extra flexible, you can bring your head towards your knees. Deep breaths. I'm going to do a butterfly pose now, so feet together, bring them in, make sure again, sat on top, so maybe hips slightly back, interlace your fingers around your toes, shoulders back and down, nice straight back. Really feel the weight as you pull your knees towards the ground, an inner thigh stretch. If you don't feel it much, make sure with the flat back and your chin tucked, lean slightly forward. Feel it even more in the thighs there. From here, come to a seated Cross-legged position again. We're going to do a spinal twist. Start on the left, so right hand comes to the left knee, left fingertips swim behind you, show you from side. Inhale, and then exhale, shoulders away from there, start to look over that left shoulder, no cranking, just slightly look over. Now on the other side, left fingertips to right knee, right fingertips come behind, inhale, exhale from the middle, so from your abdominals, twist to look over that right shoulder, deep breaths. Unravel, coming into your final pose, extended child pose. Bring your toes to touch and your knees roughly as wide as your mat. Sit on to your heels and making sure your glutes stay touching the heels, so your butt stays on the heels. With a flat back, start to walk those fingertips forward, shoulder width apart. Butt doesn't come up, stays, and then as you reach forward and you go as far as you can with the shoulders away from the ears, relax by tucking your chin in. If your forehead can come to the ground, let it. We're going to take 3 deep inhales and exhales here to finish. So as you inhale through the nose, really feel like you're filling up all corners of your lungs, like you feel your upper back expand, and then as you exhale through the mouth, feel it all relax. So let's take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, expand, exhale, release. Final one, inhale, exhale, release. Start looking up, walk your fingertips back. Bring your knees hip width apart. Slowly roll up to standing. Oh, a nice little shake there. And well done. You have completed this yoga style stretch routine. Please let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this and if you'd like to see any more yoga style or stretches or yoga videos, especially as a lot of people are working from home and can be stressed out, or can be anxious, and we can really feel that tension in the body. So it's great to release. Releasing the tension from the body can help release tension from the mind. So this is definitely a form of self-care. Make sure you do this video again, get used to some of the moves, and please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you again shortly for another video. Until then, bye for now.